In the dead of night, a single porch light flickers above a door that looks, at first glance, entirely ordinary, a cozy, white-paneled home with lace curtains and a neatly trimmed front lawn. But within those walls, a scream pierced the silence. At 2:17 a.m., a soft whimper echoed down hallways. Then nothing. The house breathed quietly afterward, as if hiding a secret too heavy to speak. Lives changed forever. Secrets that seemed harmless now weigh like lead. Deceiving innocent. Looking house, clean, silent, familiar. Holds the darkest secret any neighborhood could harbor. It was late November of 2016 when 34-year-old Sarah Mitchell returned from a late shift at the hospital. She lived alone in the modest two-story house on Elmwood Drive, tucked inside a once quiet suburban community just outside Portland, Oregon. Elmwood Drive was known for its trimmed hedges, kids riding bikes on weekends, and paper boys delivering the morning news. Sarah had moved here only 6 months prior, after inheriting the house from her aunt who passed away in a small accident. She changed the locks, replaced the curtains, and settled into a quiet life, working night shifts at the local cooking pasta at odd hours, and waking at noon. To her neighbors, she was polite but reserved, waving briefly in the morning and returning with a soft nod. No one knew much about her past. She rarely spoke of family, rarely entertained guests. The house, on the outside, fit seamlessly among the other suburban homes. Nothing flashy, nothing odd, just normal. Behind its facade, however, the air was heavy with unspoken tension. Sarah moved with caution, always glancing over her shoulder, always checking locks, even during the day. Some nights, lights flickered in the second-floor window long after midnight. When asked, she would shrug and mutter about insomnia or stress from work. On November 23rd, the night after Thanksgiving, the neighborhood fell silent under an early winter storm. Snow began to fall around 11:45 p.m., soft and steady, blanketing sidewalks and rooftops. The world outside stilled. Inside the house on Elmwood Drive, Sarah changed into her scrubs and headed out for a 12 o'clock a.m. shift. She left her front door unlocked, as she always did, trusting the safety of the neighborhood. But at 2:17 a.m., a scream split the quiet. Neighbors in the adjacent houses stirred, some peered out windows. Oter's Calle 911 almost First responders arrived within minutes, but what they found would turn the quiet street into a nightmare. The front door hung open, swinging gently despite the wind. Snow drifted into the foyer, leaving pale patterns on the hardwood floor. Upstairs, in the master bedroom, they found a horrifying scene. Sarah's bloodied body lay sprawled across the bed, lifeless, her eyes wide with terror, lips parted as if she tried to scream again. The window was cracked open, curtains fluttering in the cold air. A pool of dark red blood soaked into the mattress and seeped through to the floor below. Wallpaper peeled near the ceiling, tiles cracked in the bathroom, signs of a struggle that escaped casual notice. On the nightstand, a single photograph lay face down, the back scratched, the front obscured. Near the door, muddy footprints traced the path from the living room upstairs. Outside, soft footprints in the snowy front lawn led away toward the edge of the property, disappearing into darkness. No weapon was found. No note. No obvious motive. The community recoiled. A house once dismissed as quiet now stood silent in shock. Candlelight vigils were held on the cul-de-sac. People whispered possibilities: burglary, random violence, secret affairs gone wrong. But no one truly believed that the woman living 2 doors down could be caught in something so brutal. And yet, there was the blood. There was open space where the front door stood. There was a photograph face down, its image hidden, like something meant to stay buried forever. Detectives arrived, rugged, weary, experienced agents from the county homicide unit. They combed the house inch by inch. Snow tracked into the foyer. Fingerprints dusted behind the doorknob, partial, smudged, mostly unidentified. Muddy boot prints led from the door to the stairs, then vanished on the landing. They searched the nearby sheds and garages. Nothing. Outside, the snow had covered anything that might have remained. No tire tracks, no nearby footprints beyond a single pair. Inside, they found odd things. A small jar with spilled red pills in the medicine cabinet. A half-empty bottle of wine on the kitchen counter. A sink full of dishes from dinner earlier that night, a meal abandoned. On the fireplace mantel, a single candle burned low. In the basement, neat boxers of old clothes, dusty photo albums, and dozens of letters tied with string, tightly sealed, stamped, never mailed. Evidence suggested Sarah had been hiding something, or someone had been hiding something from her. Still, no suspect. No confession. Just an innocent-looking house with the darkest secret. During the investigation, a curious detail emerged. Hidden in the attic, behind a false panel in the wall, detectives discovered a small, dusty room. Not much bigger than a closet, maybe 6 by 4 feet, with no windows. On the floor lay a shabby mattress wrapped in a stained sheet, a flashlight, a worn-out blanket. Under the blanket, a small diary, a voice recorder, and several photographs of a child, a boy maybe 8. Eyes hollow, cheeks sunken. On the diary's pages, scrolled in shaky handwriting, were pleas for help. Please, don't let me die. They made me hide premiere our noises. They bring me food through the vent. I smell blood. I smell fear. The voice recordings were worse. Hoarse sobs, muffled breathing, occasional whimpers, always followed by silence. The attic space had likely been used as a hiding place for someone, or something. The neighbors reported no missing children. No one had filed a complaint. That boy was never identified. The diary's last entry was dated 2 years earlier, minus 2014. After that, nothing. Investigators found no concrete proof that the boy was real. They found no missing person report that matched, no DNA, no leads. But the discovery shattered assumptions. The quiet house might have sheltered more than just a woman. It may have concealed a crime long buried in silence. Public reaction escalated. Media vans lined the curb. Neighbors chained their doors, installed cameras. Rumors spread like wildfire. Was Sarah a rescuer? A captive? A trafficker? A martyr? Some speculated she freed the boy, tried to expose horrors, and paid with her life. Others whispered that the boy never existed, just a phantom created by a mentally ill woman. Some believed the attic was once used by her aunt, the previous owner, during dark months of addiction or mental breakdown. Curiosity turned to fear. People avoided Elmwood Drive at night. Lights brightened, yet the most unsettling truth remained. The boy was nowhere to be found. The diary remained unread beyond its last page, and the house stayed silent. During the interrogation phase, detectives questioned neighbors, delivery drivers, mail carriers, janitors, anyone who might have noticed odd behavior. Some recalled a strange white van parked near the house sporadically around 2013 and 2014. A man, tall, thin, often wearing a hood, carrying a large backpack. No license plate, no name. Others remembered hearing faint sounds, crying, muffled sobs, sometimes a child's low voice, late at night. But no one acted on it. Fear, disbelief, rationalization. Investigators checked records. No missing child case, no anonymous tips. Forensic analysis of the diary pages found no fingerprints beyond unknown smudges. DNA traces on the mattress were degraded, the vent she referred to. It led nowhere. Blueprints showed no access route. Then came the moment that would haunt everyone. Security footage from a nearby street camera, dated November 22, 2016, the night before the murder. The recording showed a lone figure, hunched, carrying a bulky pack, approaching the house. The person paused at 12:47 a.m., looked around, then knocked softly on the front door. No reply. Then he retraced his steps and vanished into the night. 2 hours later, the scream. The detectives believed this figure might be the killer, or someone connected to the boy. But when they circulated still frames and a sketch, no one identified him. The footage was grainy, the face obscured. Cold. Anonymous. Calls flooded into the precinct. Anonymous tips led nowhere. Some said they heard rumors she was involved in something dark. Others suggested local gang activity or illegal adoptions, but none of it held weight. The nightstand photograph, forensic techs, enhanced the frame. The image revealed a smiling man, arms around a young boy, both blurred, face pixelated by device error. Behind them, a room filled with toys and stocky furniture. The metadata. Taken in 2012. In a city, 2 states. When traced, it belonged to a man named David, last seen in that region in 2015. Declared missing by his family. His phone pinged near Portland in early 2016, but after March, nothing. Investigators attempted to contact his relatives, but all numbers disconnected. Addresses abandoned. No one came forward. As months turned into a year, the case stalled. Forensic leads dried up. The diary, the attic, the boy, the man in the photograph. All pieces of a puzzle without edges. Prosecutors hesitated. The county refused to file charges without a credible suspect. The house remained sealed, evidence locked, photos cataloged, but no trial, no verdict. For Sarah, justice died with her. For the boy, if he ever existed, there was no rescue, no closure, only silence. The crime scene location transformed into a shrine of dread. Local kids whispered dares about sneaking near the house at night. Teenagers posted shaky phone videos online claiming they heard crying inside. Neighbors barred windows, installed lights on timers. Flora wilted under fear. Realtors avoided the street. One family, ready to buy a house across the road, canceled their offer last minute. The weight of unspoken horror pressed down on everyone, yet no one could explain fully. Was Sarah a victim or a radical vigilante who tried to save a kidnapped child? Was the boy real or a figment of a tortured mind? Was the man in the photograph a father reclaiming his child, or the captor returning to silence the witness? Maybe the mysterious visitor caught on camera was the killer. Maybe he came for Sarah after she threatened to speak out. But without concrete proof, no charges, no arrests, nothing. Today, the house sits empty, fenced off, a no trespassing sign sagging on the porch. Snow and dust accumulate on the faded siding. Inside, investigators cleared most items, but a few remain. The mattress, the diary now franked with evidence, the voice recorder, the blood-stained sheet, locked behind tempered glass, a display of unanswered questions. The attic still whispers in cold drafts. The windows still reflect empty streetlights. Neighbors sometimes swear they see a silhouette at night, a shadow moving past the curtains. Could be nothing. Could be memory. Could be guilt. So here we stand. No arrest, no trial, no justice. Only questions echoing through empty hallways. Who was that boy hiding in the attic? Where is he now? Who came knocking before Sarah Sefina's shift, and why did they leave again, only to return with murder? Without answers, this house refuses to let go of its secret. If this were a movie, the credits would roll to black. But this is real life, and the reel is still spinning. The case of the house on Elmwood Drive remains unsolved. The dark, silent secret still festers behind boarded windows, and every snow-covered night, the wind whispers sorrow through empty rooms. Thank you for watching this episode of Midnight Crime Vault. What do you think happened here? Was the boy real, or just a tortured delusion? Was Sarah a savior, or something else entirely? Who knocked on that door at 12:47 a.m.? If you have a theory, drop it into comments, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss another story from the vault. Until next time, remember, sometimes the most innocent houses hide the darkest secrets.